Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Brickyard, with the Icon Cup Series, sponsored by TZO Designs. In the booth with me tonight, the one and only Daryl Young Jr. Daryl, how you feeling about doing some action here at the Brickyard?
Well, I am excited about it. I hope there's more passing than there was in the real race earlier today, and I must say it is hot outside. I'm very happy to be in an air-conditioned broadcast booth.
Me as well, Daryl. These drivers are real suckers for being out there for sure, but we're looking at some beautiful shots we took earlier here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They say it's a crown jewel in the NASCAR season, so we'll see how bad our drivers want it. As you're looking at Nathan Berzowski, currently top of the board in practice. He just junked it. But Daryl, I think it's time that we do our picks to win. But, you know, I wasn't sure who should pick first. So what we're going to do is we pick a number from 1 to 10. You let me know what you pick, and I'll let you know who is the closest.
Okay. Let's go with number 7.
Oh, sorry, Daryl. Nope. Unfortunately, I was the closer number there. The number was 1, and that's what I picked. So looks like I'm going to go with Brian Smith here tonight. He's my pick to win. Who you got, Daryl?
Well, I am going to go with Bentley Glazer because I just really want to interview him and talk to him about his wife. And we haven't had a chance to in this league. So, Bentley Glazer.
All right, well, he's going out there right now. Daryl going out for his out lap here. About to get rolling at Indianapolis. Going to be interesting. We know qualifying here is about as important as it gets. It is tough to pass, like you mentioned earlier, Daryl, but fuel strategy is going to be a big part of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Yeah, this is going to be it's just going to be exciting, hopefully. I mean, we have how many laps here tonight? We have, let's see. What do we have here? How many laps again, Blake?
Laps, I don't know, but I do know the stages. We do have a stage 1 break after lap 20 and then stage 2 after lap 40. I don't know about the total, but we'll find that out eventually, though, Daryl. But let's pull up some rules and regulations. But first, Cinch McCoy in the chat says, I'm surprised Blake can talk after the greatness last night. I am too, yeah. Cinch. I was just telling Daryl that I'm going to try to take it a little easy tonight because my voice probably at about, I'd say, 67%. Am I right?
Ooh, either 67% or maybe even a little better, like 69%. But yeah, nonetheless, you flip 69 around and you have 96, and that's how many laps we have tonight, Blake. 96 laps here at the Brickyard.
Well put, Daryl. Well, hey, we got our rules and regulations up on the board for our fans to look at. 2.5 miles is the distance here at Indy. It is 55 miles per hour speed limit. Partly cloudy out there today, 107-degree track temp, so not too hot, but not chilly either. But a fixed setup as always. 5 tire sets over the walls, no fast repairs, 60% fuel, and in the booth, the GOATs, Blake Hutchinson and Daryl Young Jr.
Holy, the GOATs. We are goated, aren't we? And
Justin's not goated. He just junked his race car. But good news is, Daryl, he got his qualifying lap in, sitting second as Brian Smith is on the top of the board. But let's try to get that qualifying board fixed up for you fans at home. But, Daryl, what are you seeing so far here around Indianapolis?
Well, I mean, I'm just seeing Brian Smith pass as usual. And, yeah, like you just said, Justin Bissonette in P2 so far. It was actually a very, very close lap time to Brian Smith. Brian Smith pulled at 51.989. Justin was at 52.001.
Well,
so
Kyle,
only 0.012 of a second difference there.
That's pretty close. But Kyle Gilbert, he just junked it here, Daryl. He's a part-timer out of Paducah, Kentucky. Junked his race car, but Chris Camburn out here, We're going to see when he elects to wreck this 88 machine. But, Daryl, the good news is he's at least changing his paint schemes because he's changing it up with the DuPont. He's done running those Connor Zilic schemes.
Yeah, good. I'm very glad about that. But, yeah, nothing's changed on the top of the qualifying board. As we have about a minute and a half to go. And let's see, other than Chris Canberg, we have Chris Mackey out on the track, who just got loose coming out of 2.
Oh, look out.
Hit the wall. So there's that.
Yeah, well, our qualifying board's not going to work, folks, so we're just going to keep that down until the start of the race. Nonetheless, Brian Smith is on the top of the board. You got Jacob Malone out on the track right now, currently sitting 6th as we hop on board here. Jacob's not been making many friends here the last couple weeks, and I'll say last week wasn't his fault. He got dumped.
Well, Jacob Malone is actually on lap 6 of his qualifying effort, so he's been done for a while. A lot of these guys are using qualifying as just an extra few laps of practice, which is good. And we still have a 5-minute warm-up after this.
I'm pumped up for it here. It's Cody Eldred out of Charlotte, North Carolina, ripping it around here, and he smokes the wall as well. Boy, Daryl, we may have a rough race tonight by the looks of it here in qualifying.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were talking about Kyle Gilbert being from Paducah, Kentucky. Like, what do you know about Paducah, Kentucky?
Well, I actually know quite a bit. It's a little over an hour away from me, and I've been there a number of times. I mean, maybe 100 times. Have some history down there for sure. But going to be interesting to see somebody kind of nearby me out on the track, Kyle Gilbert, but not sure what to expect because we haven't seen him out here yet this season.
Yep. And it's right across the river, as you know, from the home of Superman in Metropolis.
Yep, Metropolis.
Yeah.
All right, Daryl. Well, I think it is official. Quick time, Brian Smith, top of the board. We got a 5-minute warm-up coming up here. It's going to be the Icon Cup Series. Drivers are fine-tuning those race cars. We're going to take a short break. We're going HMS TV side by side for a minute. This is a good chance for our fans at home. Grab yourself an ice-cold beverage. Get you some hustle fuel. We got a good one here tonight in Indianapolis. We'll be right back.
Terry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Todd Gilliland here. You're tuned into the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord channel so you never miss a moment of the action. Did America's crew chief already tell you that?
We are back here at Indianapolis, and you just saw a commercial from our good buddy of the channel, Todd Gilliland. Just won $1 million in the NASCAR in-season challenge, Daryl. And he told me he couldn't have done it without HMS TV, Daryl.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's why he's there on the. That's why we have the video, or you have the video of him, because, I mean, everything that he's ever done is because of HMS TV.
And Austin Hobo in the chat said, Todd Gillionaire. That is right, Hobo. But hey, Daryl, it is time we get gridded up, my favorite time of the evening. Let's find one of these patented HMS TV bangers real quick, folks, as our drivers get gridded up and ready to roll. Appreciate you tuning in here, folks. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. It's go time. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time right here on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Tonight's starting lineup for the Icon Cup Series is as follows. Starting on the front row in the pole position, my pick to win it, the 78 machine, Brian Smith. On his outside, the 06, Justin Bissonette.
Starting on the inside of row number 2, my pick to win, the 36, Nikki's husband, Bentley Glazer. On his outside, the 4 machine, Justin Smith.
Row number 3 on the inside, the number 6 machine. He's been on a tear lately, but Brian Smith's back. Daddy is home. It is Nathan Finnegan. On his outside, the 54, Jacob Malone.
Inside of row number 4 shows the 19 of Adam Ball. To his outside, the 30 from Boston, Ryan Patty.
Actually from Boston, Massachusetts. In row number 5, you got Jake Christenberry on the inside, the number 33, the 28 of Patrick Colby.
Inside of row number 6 is the 227 of Kyle Gilbert. To his outside, the 48, John McNeil.
Row number 7 on the inside, going to the number 55 machine. He just went on a camping trip, Daryl. Looked like he had a great time. It's the Chiefs fan. He's a Swiftie. It's Mike Grinnell on his outside, the 45, Scott Tompkins.
Inside of row number 8 is the 5 machine of Matt Everett. To his outside, the 9 of Chris Mackey.
Row number 9 on the inside, the 77, Nathan Berzowski. On his outside, the 24, Brock Hersey.
Inside of row number 10 is the 88 of Chris Canburn. To the outside, the 84 of Robert Blauen.
Row number 11 going to be Zach Lockett. On the inside, Jacob Gladulich not out there. He is race control.
The inside of row number 12 has the 3 of Travis Gilbert. To the outside, the 39, Jake Royal.
Row 13 going to be Kevin Bankert, fan favorite. On the inside, Cody Eldred. On the outside, number 1 in the power rankings.
Last but not least, row number 14 has Kyle Diaz, the 26 machine. And Blake, they're coming out of 4. Why don't you start this thing off?
Field is racked up and ready to roll. Pace truck is in, Daryl. These fans are pumped up. We've got a sold-out crowd, unlike the NASCAR race did today. On your feet, Indianapolis. Off your seats. Green flag in the air. Icon Cup Series is underway. 96 laps at the Brickyard. Three wide here, Daryl, into turn number 1. Look out, the 06 gets a little loose. We're still clean and green.
Yes, he does. Not a good start by that 06 of Justin Bissonette. He's already down 4 spots.
Well, Daryl, I'm kind of trying to look at the nose here of Jacob Malone. I'm not sure if I saw a dent in there or not. Maybe not. Maybe he's good. Okay, I think he's all right, but Actually, you know what? Let's take the drone cam down, Daryl, just to make sure. Here is the HMS TV drone cam. Let's take a flyby of Jacob Malone in the 54. Uh-oh. Ooh, like he hit a light pole, Daryl.
Yeah, that is not a good start for that 54 machine. That is going to bother him for sure.
Especially here at Indianapolis, Daryl, that is not what you want on your car on the first corner of the race. But, hey, we'll see how it works out for him as we are clean and green. Brian Smith still out front.
Absolutely, and Bentley Glazer just gets a little loose coming out of 2, but so did Jacob Smith. Oh, they're trying to take it 3 wide. Nathan Finnegan is going to go way on the inside and try to make a move. He does. He is going to temporarily be in front of Jacob Smith. He is going to complete the pass. Yeah, absolutely.
Finnegan into third. Keep an eye on that 6 machine, Daryl. He has been tearing it up ever since Brian Smith took a few weeks off, but Smith is back. Let's see if Finnegan can race Smith for this race win here tonight.
Austin Hobo in the chat says, turn Daryl's mic up. Blake, I actually listened to it myself, and I think I sound loud. But, anyway.
I'm sure he's probably talking about the intro background music playing loud. It's fine.
Gotcha.
We're good, though.
Okay.
Hey, Brian Smith is still out front. He has about a second lead, Daryl, but we got some battles back here. Let's take a look at Chris Mackey in the 13th position.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Mackey's already up 3 spots, so he's heading in the correct right direction from Ackworth, Georgia. We got a car in the wall, losing a bunch of spots. It is Kyle Gilbert in that 227. Man, he is down 13 spots from when this race started. Not a good start for him so far.
Look at these guys in the back, Daryl. They're duking it out for basically last, trying to go 3 wide. Let's take a look. It's going to be Brock Hersey trying to hold off Robert Blauen and Kyle Gilbert.
I tell you what, Connor Gerard already has his 4 paint scheme of the night contenders. Let's go through them now real quick. We're going to start with the 88 machine. That is Chris Camburn.
All right, let's
get first
there we
on
go.
the list. Here we go, Chris Camburn. And that not looking Connor Zillage machine. We have the 54 of Jacob Malone, who's currently running up in the P6 position. Man, he's got a tore up front end, though. I don't know, Connor. Then we got the 33 machine. That's Jake Christenberry running in the P11 machine. Good-looking, clean car right now. We'll have to keep an eye on that Jordan scheme. And then we have the 227, which is Kyle Gilbert, who's already down 15 spots, running dead last. Yeah, Kyle's probably not watching this right now as he's focusing on racing, but yeah, you're not going to win paint scheme of the night by running last.
No, not at all. Connor is not impressed when people run last, but hey, let's jump up here to the 14th position. It's Nathan Berzowski up 3 spots since the start of this race. He is surrounded by teammates. He's got Chris Mackey and Zach Lockett surrounding him.
Absolutely. That is pretty much the only battle on the track right now. Is right in front of this Zach Lockett machine, the 93 machine, as they're back single file.
That's it, Daryl. No more battles. We're single file through the whole field. So let's go up to the blimp. Take a look. The Daryl Young Jr. blimp here at Indianapolis.
Yes. Man, I tell you what, I am way up here in the sky.
Oh.
But luckily, my telescope that has a
look
camera
out!
built in. Oh, my goodness.
He tried to junk him. That's Jacob Malone, man. Malone is known for making aggressive moves, Daryl. He has not made very many friends the last couple weeks, and he almost dumps the 06 machine there. But thankfully, everybody keeps it rolling, but they're going to lose a spot or 2.
Well, be impressed with me because I caught that live from 20,000 feet up in the air, Blake. 20,000. And that's how good my telescope is. I was able to zoom in that far. It's incredible. I'm pretty much out in space.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is way up there here at Indianapolis, but we are still clean and green. Expect a lot of green flag racing here tonight. Again, you're not going to see a ton of battles, but we'll probably still see a couple cautions, but we do know we're going to have 2 stage breaks. Again, one at the end of lap 20 and another at the end of lap 40 as we've got a battle back here. Jacob Malone looks to the inside here to get around the 06.
Man, I tell you what, I know it's early, Blake, and I should not be saying this right now, but I am so excited right now to see Bentley Glazer in P2. I mean, even if he finishes second behind your pick to win, Brian Smith, even though that 1 through 10 pick was, let's just be honest, it was rigged. That's okay.
What?
I would have picked Bentley Glazer anyway. I really want to bring him up in the booth, like really bad.
Well, we're going to have
I need to know how he met Nikki. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, well, we're going to definitely keep our eyes on him here as Jacob Malone ripping it in the 6th position. Let's jump around the field here as our drivers are ripping around. We got a battle right here, Daryl.
Absolutely. A battle indeed. Oh, not anymore. Single file.
Well, that's that, Daryl. But we got 18 fans watching, though, so that means we should have 18 likes, but we do not. So, folks, if you haven't done it, click the like button on the video. It's easy to
Let me
do.
do that right now. Boom.
Oh, yeah,
there you
absolutely.
go. There's another one.
Yeah, folks, again, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. Last night we had a wonderful event. It was the Grid Gold Diecast Shootout 300. We had the chat was just bumping. We had basically 60 viewers concurrently the whole night. I think we gained like 30 subscribers or so, but hey, we're looking to do it again here. Got some Icon Cup Series action here at Indy. Brian Smith dominant here so far. Bentley Glazer second. You got Finnegan, Jacob Smith, and Adam Wrecking Ball in the 5th position.
Would you like me to sing Wrecking Ball right now for everybody?
No, please do not.
Okay. Okay, I won't.
Take a look here to Northville, Michigan. Jake Rowell running 17th. He's got nobody around him, Daryl. He's basically hot lapping right now.
Yeah, he is, but good for him, though. He's up 7 spots, so he's hot lapping 7 spots ahead from where he started. And you can see him right here on the hard charger board. He's 4th on that board as Kyle Diaz is leading the way. As we know, Kyle Diaz started dead last. So being up 8 spots is great for him. Zach Lockett doing really good, up 7 spots. He's almost in the top 10 with a few more spots to go. Travis Gilbert and Kevin Banker is also on that list.
Old Daryl, Cinch McCoy in the chat says, this race is so easy, Brian Smith is letting his dog drive. So,
Is that true?
I don't know. So, I mean, Cinch said it. It's probably true, Daryl. We're halfway done through stage number 1.
Wow. Well, I mean, I believe it. I think the dog is right. Brian Smith is grabbing a drink out of his fridge right now, just chilling, taking a break. I believe it.
But, Daryl, you know what never takes a break, though?
HMS TV, because we go side by side.
Well, I mean, we do, but we're not going to now. But I was going to say, Daryl, hustlefuelshop.com. It's up 24 hours a day. You can order your Hustle Fuel, whether it's 2 a.m. or it's 5 p.m. It doesn't matter. You head on over, hustlefuelshop.com. Use discount code HMS TV. You get 20% off your order. What a deal.
I have a little bit of news to break. Blake, is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead, Daryl.
There's going to be a new mention come August. We have to keep it a secret. But there's going to be a new mention that we're going to be talking about in sometime around, the middle of August? And, well, let's just say yours comes in black, mine comes in walnut brown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be a secret for the fans.
Yeah,
We'll bring that up.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely going to keep that secret here. But we got a battle right here, Daryl. Looks like Ryan Patty getting around Patrick Colby and Colby into the wall a little bit. Now, Daryl, let's jump around. You know, Connor was talking about the paint scheme of the night finalists. Well, let's get Connor a better look at some of these finalists. Chris Camburn, he's in the 20th spot, doesn't have a lot of speed, but he's got a good-looking car. Let's see if we can get Chris a paint scheme of the night. We're taking the drone cam down for a quick flyby. What are you seeing, Daryl?
Well, I see HendrickCars.com, Napa, and that's about it. DuPont.
Daryl, you know what this paint scheme tells me? It tells me that Chris Camburn is a Hendrick Motorsports fangirl. He loves Hendrick Motorsports.
Absolutely. I don't think the 88 was ever on this style paint scheme, though, but that's okay.
Not at all, but let's jump up here, see what's going on throughout the field. Again, appreciate everybody joining us here. We are racing at the Brickyard here. It's Bentley Glazer still in second, about 1.1 seconds behind Brian Smith. Third is going to be Nathan Finnegan. Then we have Jacob Smith, Adam Ball, still your top five.
Yeah. Brian Smith and Bentley Glazer are just in cruise control.
Well, Justin Bissonette started second, Daryl. He has fallen back to 10th, and it looks like he might continue to fall here near the end of stage number 1. Might have burned his stuff up.
Nathan Finnegan just keyed up and said that he wishes this track would be nuked. And Brian Smith responded that he loves this track.
I wonder why Brian loves this track.
Yeah.
Glad you reminded me, Daryl. That means I need to get my radio replay out.
Not a problem.
But folks, if you don't know what radio replay is, that's the program we use to get all the drivers' transmissions for you to hear. So we'll get that all ready to roll for you. Haven't really missed anything yet, but we're still clean and green, Daryl. What else you seeing out on the track here in Indianapolis?
Just not really much, to be honest with you. It's all single file right now. I just went through the entire field. Nobody is side by side. And I hate to say it, but it's only going to get worse as this race goes on. But we are going to have a stage break that will bunch everything back up when that happens, thankfully.
Yeah, well, we got some bumper-to-bumper action here. Might see some passes. You know, the good news is there are some people fading a little bit with the older tires, but again, only 20 laps on these pit cycles, so shouldn't see too much fall off. But I'm looking at lap times, Daryl. Your race leader, Brian Smith, his best lap earlier was at 52.33. Well, his last lap around a 53.20, so we're still looking at less than a second of fall off, and this is a big track.
Yeah, if we're going to see any issues, incidents, wrecks, or someone putting the bumper to somebody else, we're going to be looking exactly where you're looking at right now, this P11 through 15 area. I've been watching the 77 machine, 33 machine. If there's going to be anything, I think it's going to happen right here. These drivers are still pretty tight.
We got a big group of cars right here bunched up, Daryl, so, I mean, something's bound to happen. You're going to see some passes. Jake Rowell, the last car in this group. Let's see if he wants to make a move currently in 17th as we hop on board with the Northville, Michigan native of Jake Rowell.
We do have some passes now as the 77 machine and the 9 machine are going to go around the 06 of Justin Bissonette. Now they are back single file.
Boy, Bissonette goes from second all the way back to 14th here for now, Daryl. Still 4 laps left to go here in stage number 1 with the Icon Cup Series, but it's still Brian Smith out front, about a 1.5 second lead.
Yep, he is slowly just increasing that gap. It's not a crazy gap. It's not like a 4 or 5 second gap. It's only a 1.5 seconds. But it is growing. It was a second, and over the course of the last 5 laps or so, it's gone up to 1.4-ish, 1.5. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Since McCoy lately, Daryl, he's been real pumped up about the battles for 14th. Every week, he always gives a 14th place trophy. But for right now, it looks like Zach Lockett has the spot, but he's trying to make a pass here now, Daryl. Chris Mackey dropping off here, Daryl. Not sure what happened. Mackey loses, 5 or so spots there in just a corner.
So you have to finish 14th to get a trophy. If you finish 13th, you're eliminated. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, got it.
Right now, Jake Christenberry has a coveted 14th position as Chris Mackey has dropped back, Daryl, to the 18th spot. We saw him up there, and I believe he was up to 11th there briefly. So Nate Brzezowski going to take over that 11th spot here. We're still clean and green. 3 laps left to go here in the stage.
You know, for the season finale this coming Friday in the HMS TV Cup Series, I think that's what you should do. Like, you should have a prize for people team. I mean, everybody just battles for it.
That would be great.
Be
you know,
great.
that'd be a fun event, Daryl. You know, the winner isn't the winner. It's all who finishes 14th. So everybody's just slamming the brakes, trying to stop in the straightaways.
It'd be eligible for anybody that's not a playoff driver, you know?
Absolutely. Well, right now we're still seeing these guys battle. You got Jake Christenberry in that 33 machine jumping up to 12th. You got Gilbert 13th with Bissonette 14th. Zach Lockett rounding out your top 15. Hop on board here with Zach Lockett out of Catawba, North Carolina. Caution is out here. That's going to be the end of the stage. But what brought out the caution, Kevin Bankert, is junk. Let's see what happened.
Yep, you're going to watch him just loop it all on his own. It looks like he's about ready to hit the wall. Turns his wheel a little too far to the left, I think, and just
Slide job.
kind of 180s it. Yep.
Well, nobody hit him at least. So just a one-car incident there, Daryl. So we're going to rack them back up here. So Brian Smith, officially your stage 1 winner here. 1 stage down, 2 left to go here at Indy. 20 laps in the books out of 96. Let's take a quick break, folks. We'll be right back here watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're going side by side. We'll be right back. are back here at Indianapolis. We got a new race leader. Daryl's pick to win. Bentley Glazer takes over the top spot in that number 36 machine. How you feeling, Daryl?
I feel great about my pick. I mean, I wish we could bring him up right now and talk to him, but we're about ready to go green, so it's not going to happen. That's okay.
Not at all. And, you know, Daryl, I just got done. I went down to pit road during the break, and I fired Brian Smith's entire pit crew. I was not happy with that performance to give up the race lead.
Wow, that was really quick for you to go all the way from the booth to pit road and back that quick.
Yep. Now, Daryl, I mean, it's just inexcusable. I mean, you come into the pits, Daryl, with the race lead. You have the last pit stall, I mean, the best one. And you go down pit road, do the same pit stop, and you end up losing the top spot. So he's going to have to restart second, but he doesn't have a pit crew. But don't worry, I'm on the phone now, Daryl, hoping we get him one by the next pit stop.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes. You'll have to keep us updated. But meanwhile, the pace truck pulls off onto pit road, and Bentley Glazer is going to lead the field to the restart zone. Green flag back in the air, and man, Bentley gets an incredible start. And Jacob Smith is going to also clear and close for Ryan Patty from Boston, Massachusetts.
Bentley Glazer out front, but here comes Jacob Smith, and he gets into the bumper there. We're still clean and green. It's now Glazer, Jacob Smith, and Brian Smith back to third, battling for his life to stay in the top three.
Man, Ryan Patty just got loose coming out of two and about hit Brian Smith, but thought better of it, checked up. Man, that was close. But yeah, Bentley Glazer out in the lead. Oh no, bad from Bentley Glazer. He completely missed that corner. He's going to lose both of his spots and go back to P3, Blake.
Well, we got a new race leader. It's Smith, but it's not Brian Smith. Jacob Smith out of Northville, Michigan takes over the top spot. Brian Smith into second as Glazer falls to third.
Man, we know how hard it is to pass here, so that was horrible from Bentley Glazer to miss that turn. And man, the six just really had to check up Nathan Finnegan as he barely hits the wall coming in.
Some battles back here, Darryl, though, for the 10th position. It's Scott Tompkins for now, throwing the slide job, getting around Gilbert.
Absolutely, and right now, Justin Bissonette is locked into that 14th position.
Not anymore, Darryl. Now it's Jacob Malone. So we'll keep an eye on that one for sure. But they're side by side here. Let's hop on board with Justin Bissonette. Started second, fell back quickly, Darryl, and he gets a little loose here. We're still good.
This is very, very aggressive for that P14 position. As Jake Rowell is going to go by Justin Bissonette, and Chris Camburn is also going to capitalize.
Well, we go out front, Darryl. I mean, we talked about how hard it is to pass the race leader. I mean, you can pass guys that aren't the leaders, and the reason that is, Darryl, because when you're the race leader, you have clean air. When you're not, you don't. So, I mean, it's not impossible to pass somebody in dirty air, but it is just so hard to get around that race leader. But let's see if Jacob Smith can take advantage of this clean air. Brian Smith has fallen back here about 0.7 of a second.
Yep. And Nathan Finnegan continues to fall back a little bit as he's going back to P4. Or Bentley Glazer, excuse me, goes back to P4. Nathan Finnegan capitalizes.
Well, Darryl, let's take a look here. We drop back to the, let's check out somebody we haven't talked much about. Let's see what Mike Grinnell's doing, Darryl. You know, he's a big Kansas City fan, Kansas City Chiefs fan. And, you know, he went on a big camping trip, Darryl, and we noticed he had a Chief sticker on his truck. And I don't know, it looks a little new to me.
Yeah, that's bandwagon all day long, Blake. It truly is.
Let's take a look, though, at this car here, the 55 FP Ford Performance Machine. Mike Grinnell currently in 21st out of Fairhaven, New York. He is a big Swiftie, Darryl, and if we hop on board, we might start hearing some Taylor Swift in the car.
Let's get that drone there in the window, the driver window, and see if we can hear it.
Catching red-handed, maybe.
Yeah, let's go for it.
We can fit in here, Darryl. Our drone's got a little bigger, and all right, we're in.
Extra spot.
Well, you don't need to see any more of that, folks. Mike Grinnell had a great camping trip, though. Looked like he had a good time. I saw his dog out there. Looked like it was a fantastic time. So good to see Mike back out here at Indianapolis as we go out front. It's still Jacob Smith, your race leader. A second lead on Smith. He was kind of gifted the top spot, and he's doing a great job holding on to it.
He is absolutely doing a great job. Nathan Finnegan is just, I don't know why I keep getting these two confused. Bentley Glazer is continuing to struggle a little bit, just sliding really high out of the corner. About ready to hit the wall, and he's just continuing. He's still in P4, but you could tell he's just losing ground every lap.
Yeah, well, Stinch McCoy just said New Yorkers aren't allowed to be Chiefs fans, Daryl. Well, I'm going to guess he used to be a New York Yankees fan back in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, speaking of, I also back in the 90s used to be a Chicago Bears fan.
Let's go.
But then I hit puberty, and I realized how dumb it was. Yep.
Oh, well, so now you like the Vikings, who I believe finished last in the division last season, right?
So back to the racing action. Jacob Smith still has a 0.7 advantage over Ryan.
Got a battle right here, Daryl. Keep an eye on this. The 54 almost gets into the back bumper. The 3 machine of Travis Gilbert for the 11th spot. We're going to keep an eye on these guys as they are duking it out. We are single file through the field, but they're bumper to bumper. Jake Rowell to the inside here. Daryl, battle for the 14th position, the coveted spot on the track, door to door, heading into the corner. Well, Jake Rowell just unable to finish the pass here, and he's just door slamming him down the whole straightaway. I don't blame him, Daryl. If I don't pass him this time, I might just junk him, but he's going to make the pass here on the 33 machine.
Absolutely. Connor Gerard is a Dolphins fan. New York. Since McCoy responds, that is allowed, Connor, because the Dolphins need all the games they can do. That's just very true.
I mean, I was about to say, one thing, it's a little weird combination being from New York and being a Dolphins fan, but you can't call him a bandwagoner because I don't think the Dolphins have ever been good enough to bandwagon, Daryl.
No, they have not.
Well, except back with Dan Marino, which...
Yeah, I was just about ready to say, the Bears like to go back to 1985. Well, the Dolphins like to go back to Dan Marino. So,
yeah, well, Daryl, I'm a big Bears fan, and I can't stand the 1985 stuff. I'm sick of hearing about it. I don't want to hear about it. 1985 was another world. That was basically 51 years ago.
Not quite.
I'm just making something.
Okay. How about 41?
Close enough.
Okay.
Well, we're still clean and green. Jacob Smith just looking bad fast right now, 0.6 of a second. But here comes Brian Smith starting to reel him in here, Daryl. We're almost halfway done with stage number 2 here with the Icon Cup Series.
Yeah, Jacob Smith, all he needs to focus on is just race the track. Just be consistent every lap. Don't worry about, I know it's tough when you're leading. You always want to look out your mirror and see who's behind you, how close they are. But if I'm Jacob Smith, I wouldn't be looking in my mirror. Just race the track and just be consistent, because we know Brian Smith is consistent all the time.
Well, we got Gen Xer here, Nathan Berzowski out of Troutman in the 8th position. Daryl, I tell you what, I've learned a lot from this guy, from his verbiage in the chat. Almost loses it there, but definitely has a lot of unique terms I've never heard of.
Yeah, I heard that he got accidentally DQ'd from the event last night. Is that right?
That's what I heard as well, Daryl. Nathan Berzowski, he was racing in the Grid Gold Diecast Shootout 300 at Daytona. Well, he got DQ'd. And he didn't do anything wrong.
We all know whose fault that was.
Steve Tucker.
Yeah. Steve got, for those who were not here, and I think everybody that's in the chat right now was definitely here last night, because last night was a big event. We had a lot of people, but everybody knows Steve Tucker caused himself to get DQ'd and 2 other people.
Yep. That's what you get, though, Daryl, when you're a dirty cheater like Steve. So we got DQ'd, rightfully so. But, hey, we haven't talked much about this guy, John McNeil, with McNeil Media in the 48 machine. Let's take the drone cam down for a quick flyby. Let's see what you're seeing on this 48 machine, Daryl.
From Thatcher, Arizona, let's take a close look. McNeilmedia.org. We got Adrenaline Racing. We got Ally. What else we got here?
McNeil Media.
Yeah, McNeil Media.
That's all you need to know right there. You got Adrenaline Racing on the car. That is Chris Mackey's team. So John McNeil teammates with Chris Mackey. Not been a good night here for Mackey. Was running good before that incident. And folks, you might have saw during our stage, I believe that was our stage 1 caution, Mackey ended up losing it going on the pit road. Not sure what happened. Kind of weird, but lost a lot of ground. Look at this battle, though, Daryl.
Yeah, Patrick Colby, somebody we haven't really talked about much. And I believe he's the one that had that busted up front end, and I must say it looks fixed.
Well, the 54 of Malone, I believe, had the front end messed up.
Oh,
But
Brian
does-
Smith just hit the wall. Sorry, Blake, coming out of 1.
Oh,
And he just lost a good amount of time to our race leaders. And we might have a caution here.
uh-oh.
We do have a caution. Justin Bissonette.
The 06
Man.
of Bissonette involved. Daryl, let's see the replay. Here it is. Now walk us through this sense. Oh, gosh. The 88 gets involved, of course, because why not? Does he save it? Okay, the 88's good, Daryl. 88's good.
Connor Zillage started that whole accordion of events.
And that was Connor Zillage's fault. Let's see this one more time, though, folks. Hang on. Here is what brings out a caution. Let's slow this down here. All right, so right here is what gets it. So you see the 88 goes in the corner on the 33. Just goes in too hard and almost loops it around, but he saves it. But the bad news is 06 gets into him, then the 26 gets hit, then Chris Mackey gives him a bump. So I don't think anybody's going to have any terminal damage from that, but the caution is out.
Receiving word that that will not be the stage. That will not be the stage. We will go back green to finish this stage.
Well, we got some radio replay transmissions. Chris Mackey said this during the incident here, Daryl.
My bad, Justin.
He said my bad there. I'm not sure he really could have done too much there, unfortunately, but really no ill-worded chatter for these drivers. I think they all know that was just a tough racing deal. But like Daryl said, though, this is not going to be our stage break, so we're going to rack them back up and go back green, and then we're going to throw another caution for the stage break at the end of lap 40. So we may as well take just a short break, folks, and we're going to be back here going HMS TV side by side. But first, our good buddy Todd Gilliland, who just won $1 million earlier today, wants to let you know something. Go ahead, Todd.
Todd Gilliland here. You're tuned into the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord channel so you never miss a moment of the action. Did America's crew chief already tell you that?
are back here at Indianapolis, racked up and ready to roll. Daryl, it's going to be a 3-lap shootout to the end of stage number 2, but we have some altering strategies. Your race leader, Jacob Smith, he did not pit. He ends up electing to restart on the top line. So we got Smith out there with Glazer, but a handful of guys did go down pit road, and they got themselves some fresh tires and Sunoco fuel.
Yeah, absolutely. Some have decided to flip the stage, 15th on back.
We hop on board here in the nose cam with your race leader, Jacob Smith, in front of this sold-out crowd. Daryl, the numbers are in. There's 647,000 people in the stands. And, folks, Sir Cotton Ball just has become a member at HMS TV. Let's go.
600-something thousand is actually how many people are watching the broadcast right now, not in the stands.
Well, the pace truck's in. Daryl, take a screen.
Yeah, pace truck is on pit road, and Jacob Smith is going to lead this field into the restart zone. Green flag in the air.
Guys getting a little loose there. We're still clean and green, but they're going 3, maybe 4 wide in the middle of the pack. Jacob Smith out front. Daryl trying to bring home the stage 1 win. You got McNeil up to second. Glazer and Patty duking it out for the 3rd spot. Look at these battles back here, Daryl. These guys going 3 wide right now down the backstretch. Indian Land, South Carolina native Brock Hersey stuck up top in the loose stuff. That is not where you want to run your corners here at Indianapolis, but there's nowhere for him to go.
No, absolutely not. Jacob Malone is trying to make a move on Ryan Patty to try to get any spot he can before this stage is over. Jacob Malone is not quite going to clear. He is clear now.
Slide job.
Slide job for Jacob.
Time to go up to the Daryl Young Jr. blimp. High up in the sky, he is now at 24,000 feet.
Yeah, I had to zoom in the telescope just a little further, but man, it's awesome up here, actually. And I didn't even know blimps could go up to 24,000 feet, but they can.
We got a meatball flag for Kyle Gilbert. Not sure if he was on pit road or what, but nonetheless, you got Nathan Finnegan battling it out here for the 12th or 13th position. Jake Rowell going to go down and give him a little boost here, Daryl, so he can also get around that 06 machine of Bissonnette. Oh, no. Rowell just ships it in there, Daryl. He tried to jump him, and he does. Into the wall. Big save, though. Boy, that was dirty stuff there we saw. Go ahead, Daryl.
An incredible save by Justin Bissonnette. Man, he is just having so many issues lately. He's just desperately... It's only happening because that coveted 14th position. He's in P14 right now, Blake.
Adam Ball is in 14th right now, Daryl, out of Clovis, New Mexico. But, Daryl, this is the last lap around here for stage number 2 out of turn number 4. Jacob Smith going to take the green and white checkered flag. Your stage 2 winner, Jacob Smith. Boy, they were dooring each other there for the 8th spot. I think Brian Smith might have got it, but that was a hard battle. Brian Smith, we saw him flip the stage there that last caution, so he's probably going to stay out now, Daryl. Keep an eye on Brian Smith. Might be able to get back to the race lead, but only way to find out is to wait. So we're going to go HMS TV side by side, take a short break. That way we can grab some more hustle fuel and get pumped up, ready to roll, folks. Don't you go anywhere. We're going HMS TV side by side. We'll be right back in just 1 minute.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
Todd Gilliland here. You're tuned into the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord channel so you never miss a moment of the action. Did America's crew chief already tell you that?
Hey guys, it's NASCAR driver Matt DiBenedetto, and you are watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV, America's #1 iRacing broadcast service. So be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube today. It'll be the best decision you've ever made, so you can watch us sim racers go at it on the track.
We are back here at Indianapolis. You heard from all those celebrities to subscribe to HMS TV, so I'm going to tell you too, folks. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. You heard Matt DiBenedetto. He told you. Todd Gilliland, he's a millionaire. He told you to subscribe. And Larry McReynolds, the all-time GOAT of NASCAR, also told you to subscribe, Daryl. So I'm hoping everybody listening is subscribed.
Yeah, I definitely hope so. If not, hit that subscribe button right now, and don't forget to like the stream. Every like matters, every sub matters. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a click of a button.
Absolutely. But, Daryl, our top 4 cars, they did not pit. They last pit on the last caution there, so they've got 7 laps on their tires and fuel, and then everybody else all went down pit road. So you got varying strategies. Brian Smith did a fuel-only stop, but he got tires just a handful of laps ago. So it's going to be interesting how this all plays out, you know, varying strategies. But we know it's tough to pass here at Indy, so it shouldn't matter too much, at least right away.
Yeah, someone like a Brian Smith needs to really, really hope that Nathan Finnegan gets a really good restart here. He does control the start, so he should, and he also needs to hope that Travis Gilbert also has a good start so that bottom line can roll.
Yeah, Darryl, we saw that earlier in the Real Cup race on a restart. Denny Hamlin was your race leader, and his teammate behind him just did not get to his bumper, ended up costing Denny the race lead and maybe even the win.
That was Christopher Bell, I
Who
believe.
sucks.
That
Yes, Christopher
didn't
Bell
go.
sucks. Yep. All right, well, the pace truck's in, Daryl. Field is set. We're racked up and ready to roll. Indianapolis, on your feet, off your seats. Green flag into the air once again here in Indy. Nathan Finnegan out front. Daryl, you got Adam Wrecking Ball in second, and then we got T. Gilbert with Christenberry and Smith rounding out your top 5 here so far.
You know, we've been broadcasting this league for quite a while now. I did not realize that Travis Gilbert is related to the country singer Brantley Gilbert.
Yes. How'd you not know that?
I didn't know.
Yeah, well, right now he's looking pretty good, Daryl. Brantley Gilbert's, I believe they're brothers, right, Daryl?
Yep. Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, I thought so. But right now in the 3rd position out of Napoleon, Michigan. We got a lot of Michigan natives here in the Icon Cup Series. Kind of interesting how this plays out, you know, Daryl, in these leagues. They seem to all be regional. You know, here you got a lot of Michigan guys in the Icon Cup Series, but we go to like the Stars and Stripes Series, we got a lot of guys from Iowa.
Yeah. Iowa, Illinois, a lot of Midwest drivers. Then we have people actually from Boston,
Yeah.
Florida. That's all.
Meanwhile, though, Nathan Berzowski in the 13th position, hailing from Troutman, wherever Troutman is. We're single file through the whole field, Daryl.
He's currently P13. Like, if I was him, he'd purposely drop in a position. Go back to P14.
Oh, and Daryl, we saw on that caution, Ryan Patty was on pit road, and he comes off of pit road a little bit too late, and he goes down a lap. So right now to Boston in the 25th position, Ryan Patty down at least a lap. You know, 1 lap.
I can confirm that Troutman is in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it's a dump.
is 35 miles north of Charlotte.
It's not
It
too
has
bad.
about 3,700 people living there. And I just knew that off the top of my head.
Oh, how'd you know that, Daryl?
I just knew that, like I said, off the top of my head.
Well, that's impressive. Well, I'll tell you what else is impressive. Nathan Finnegan is your race leader, but again, he pit on lap 35. Our top three all pit on lap 35. Then you have Brian Smith and basically everybody else all headed down on lap 42. So, again, 7 laps extra fuel. Right now doesn't sound like much, but it might be everything here later on.
It definitely may be, but people are already wishing Nathan Finnegan a good win on the radio, which is pretty funny.
I think it's a little early for that. He's going to have to pit, and he's going to have a longer stop to get some more fuel than some of these guys. So I wouldn't count it out just yet here as Chris Camber got into the wall there a corner or two ago. Let's see if he can get that car back rolling out of Charleston, South Carolina.
Brian Smith is not wanting to waste any time. He is desperately trying to get around Travis Gilbert. Not quite going to happen. Travis Gilbert, yeah, did a really good job closing the door there. Here comes Brian Smith again.
You know, Daryl, I mean, blocking's fair game here in Indy. I don't blame Gilbert for it, but in my opinion, if you block me, I mean, that opens up the door for me just to ram into you, and I wouldn't blame him to do it either. You aren't just going to, give the guy the spot.
Brian Smith just got real tight coming out of the corner. Oh, wow, look at this. Like, Jacob
what a
Malone
move.
is trying to capitalize. Absolutely.
Malone trying to make the pass here on the bottom lane. A battle for fourth. Malone unable to do it. Brian Smith with a big defense there.
Well, Jacob Malone just arced it, trying to get a good run down the backstretch. I don't think it's going to quite happen, but I can guarantee he was not happy about
Brian Smith, Daryl, he was on the offense there, was trying to set up a move for the 3 machine, and then he looks in his rearview mirror, and you see the 54 trying to pass him. So now Smith has to think 2 ways here. You want to try to get around the 3, but you also can't afford to lose a spot here to the 54. Meanwhile, Nathan Finnegan out front, Daryl, by over a second on Adam Ball, with Brantley Gilbert's brother, Travis, in the 3rd spot after starting 23rd up to 3rd. Good run here for Travis on the alternate strategy. Let's see if he can make it work.
Well, here we go. Brian Smith making a move on Travis Gilbert. Here we go. The 54 right here. Mike capitalize. He's going to try to take a 3 wide. Wow, Brian Smith is going to take him all the way almost off the track.
Jacob Malone is not happy right now, Daryl. Brian Smith better look out. We know Malone is one of the more aggressive drivers in the field, and for now it's going to work out for Smith.
And Smith said that was really dumb, and Jacob Malone said, talking about dumb, those blocks were dumb.
And here's the transmission, Daryl. Listen in.
That's really dumb.
That's Brian Smith, and then Jacob Malone responds with this.
Talking about really bad. Those blocks are really bad. Can you not see what's happening here?
There you go. So an exchange there from Brian Smith and Jacob Malone, but this saga has not ended, Daryl. They're still bumper to bumper. 3rd and
Yellow
4th
flag
caution
is out.
Oh, no, they're still junking it. Oh, my gosh. Mike Grinnell with the ARCA brake from hell. Oh, no. Let's see how this all unfolded, Daryl. Here we go. So we got Matt Everett's here in the 5 machine. I bet he just loses it here, doesn't he? We're going to find out here. Going into the corner, nobody around. Oh, never mind. Look out. Oh, my God. I didn't even see the 48.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Let's try to find where this all actually started. If we can find the 48 of John McNeil. We're probably going to have to do some rewinding here. No, never mind. Here it is. All right, so John McNeil, he just loses it, Daryl, and here we go. Back up the track. Oh, hold the brake there, John. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Wow. See this one more time. Was John on the brakes, Daryl? Let's try to confirm. I feel like he was. I mean, I don't think John's the type of guy that's just going to let it roll back up the track. Yeah, he gets on the brakes there, so
He
just
tried,
unfortunate.
Yeah, he tried to keep it down there. It just didn't happen. I mean, just an honest mistake by the 48. He had no intention of coming back on the track.
Look at this.
But Blake, I want to, Yeah.
real quick. Here.
Oh yeah, let's.
He never even knew he's coming back up, and wham! All right, go ahead.
Let's break down what's going on with the 78 and the 54. Brian Smith and Jacob Malone. You know, we're up here in the booth. We're here to give our opinions, and I'm just going to give mine here. So here's what's going on. The 78 is upset with the 54 of Jacob Malone for basically, in one way or another, not understanding the assignment. Brian Smith is trying to get around the car in front of him and is hoping that the 54 Malone will work with him to get around Travis Gilbert, right? Mm-hmm. The 54 is upset because he doesn't feel like he has to work with Brian Smith. He just wants to pass a car.
Yeah.
And so he's upset that he was blocked by Brian Smith. My opinion, I agree with Jacob Malone. Like, he doesn't have to work with Brian Smith. He's allowed to go for a pass. So,
well, Daryl, well, the first thing I'm going to say, Brian Smith was my pick to win, so I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Yeah.
You don't need to be passing my driver, Jacob. But no, in all honesty, though, I definitely see both ways here. I mean, if you're Jacob Malone, you're thinking, you know, Brian Smith's the main competition, you know, in his area anyway. I'm not saying Brian's going to guarantee to win this, but he's definitely the main car you're worried about. So he's just trying to get around him when he can, and that's what he's trying to do. But looks like off of pit road, it's going to be Jake Roel taking over the top spot with a fuel-only stop, Daryl, with Jacob Smith second, fuel-only. Then we got Finnegan, Smith, and Ball. Both all took, I believe, 4 tires.
Yeah, absolutely, they did. And I understand the joke about you picking Brian Smith, but I just don't see that Jacob Malone did anything wrong there. He's just going for a pass. You know, he's just going for a pass, a clean pass. He didn't touch anybody, and Brian Smith is just throwing a ton of blocks, and no reason for anybody to be calling out Jacob Malone for something like that, for just trying to make a pass. My opinion.
Again, Daryl, he needs to push my guy up front so I can win this race with Brian Smith is what he needs to do.
Okay.
He needs to quit being selfish, Daryl. But, hey, we're racked up, ready to roll. Jake Roel goes fuel only. Is this going to work out? I don't know. I mean, we know tires aren't the most important thing here, but this isn't like real life, Daryl. I mean, it's hard to pass here in the iRacing version, but it's not like real life. In real life, the tires wouldn't matter at all. I think here it will matter just enough.
Yeah, I think so. It's definitely going to make a little bit of a difference here. So we're going to see Nathan Finnegan, Brian Smith, Adam Ball, and Jacob Malone definitely with a little bit of advantage. If this stretch does go green for quite a while, we're going to see those drivers with an advantage. But then again, it is very hard to pass. So Jake Roel needs to drive or do some of the best racing of his life right here. He's in a really good spot to do it.
Yeah, well, we're looking at him lining up here. Jake Roel, just like all our leaders really have been doing lately, he's going to take that high line up top. Probably a smart call here to take that high line. Just seems it's a lot harder to get those tires spinning there on the bottom lane on these restarts. But, Daryl, we've got 32 fans watching Indianapolis. This might be more fans than the real NASCAR race watched earlier. Definitely more than that were in the stands, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at it. I mean, we got a view of the crowd right here. I mean, wow. They're packed even in turn 2. And, yeah.
Now, Daryl, I'm just going to say these drivers need to hurry up. Me and you have a tee time down on the infield here in 18 minutes. I'm not sure we're going to make that or not.
That is also very true. We do need to think about that.
But in all honesty, Daryl, though, you know, this is a beautiful facility. I went last season. I went to both the Indy 500 and the Brickyard 400, and definitely recommend heading over to Indianapolis. They got a new museum done in the infield. It is honestly incredible. It's one of the coolest things a motorsports fan can watch. So definitely recommend everybody to head on out to Indianapolis, especially, I mean, during the Brickyard. You can get tickets for nothing because the stands are wide open, but the Indy 500 is just like no other, even though, I mean, the racing honestly kind of sucks watching on TV. But we at least had a good finish this year in the Indy 500, right?
Yeah, we absolutely did. I've been to multiple Brickyard 400s. I've seen Tony Stewart's first win.
Who's that?
I saw him win again. A fantastic race car driver, like multiple champion. Saw him win here in his hometown or home state as the Pace truck pulls off on pit road, and Jake Royal, gas only, going to lead the field to the restart zone. Green flag in the air. And man, Brian Smith already does not want to waste any time. He is pushing him, and he wants to take the lead, Blake.
Keep an eye on Brian Smith as they're dooring each other here for the third spot. So it's Smith in second, Jacob Smith in third, and a battle for fourth pursues. It's Brzezowski and Finnegan.
Brian Smith knows that Jake Royal took gas only, and Brian Smith has fresh tires. He knows how important it is to get out front, and he is going to try it probably right here or out of 4. Let's see, he's going to back up his corner. You just saw it. He's going to back up the corner, try to get a huge run out of it, and see what he could do here.
It's all about setting up this corner right here, Daryl. The long straightaways are going into 1 and 3, obviously. So let's see if the 78 of Smith can get a run here down the front straightaway. Not going to be enough just quite yet, so he's going to go to work, but still plenty of time left here, Daryl. There's 41 laps remaining, but we got a battle back here. Patrick Colby looks to the inside, taking over the 13th spot, washing up the track, almost getting into the 9 machine, and look out, we got one down low.
Oh, we almost had another wreck. Brock Percy, great save by that 24 machine. That was incredible. Man, we got action all over the track, Blake.
With battle for third right here. You just saw the 4 machine kind of door bang the 6 as they are still side by side going through the corner. Jacob Malone right there behind him in 5th.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Jacob Malone. I hope he's not driving angry. You know he wants to get back up there to Brian Smith, and watch this. He's going to push Jacob Smith around Nathan Finnegan. Jacob Malone's going to take over the P4 position. He wants P3.
Big block back here as Chris Mackey goes down to the bottom, but we're still clean and green. And Jacob Malone looks to the inside, trying to take over third.
He's going to get stuck down there, I'm pretty sure, Blake. Yep, here we go. He's going to get to his quarter, and he either needs to try to make the pass here or he needs to get back in line because the 6 might take the spot back over.
Interesting decisions here from the 5th place car, Daryl. You've seen them go with the top line and help push that guy to try to help him defend, but looks like John McNeil gets an EOL for that last incident, Daryl, as they're side by side for third. The 4 machine, Jacob Smith, holds on for now, but there's Jacob Malone.
Yeah, he's still just stuck right next to this 4 machine, and this is not going to help. The 6 machine is going to choose to stay up top with the 4 machine. Yep, Jacob Malone is going to fall back.
Well, meanwhile, while these guys duke it out, you see those top 2 slowly pulling away a little bit, but Jacob Smith holds on to third, and now Malone going to try to defend the 4th spot here from Finnegan. And it looks like he's got it.
Man, Jacob Malone and Nathan Finnegan are getting into it on the radio. Not really sure why.
Just hard racing there. I mean, you know how tempers flare here in iRacing, especially when you're racing a guy hard. Let's take a look at the radio, see if there's anything good.
I get it, Nathan. I should have went with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, we could have, but you made your decision, so. Instead, you wanted to get into a dick measuring contest for 5th place, so here we are.
Well, there you go, Daryl. So unhappy camper there of Nathan Finnegan. Now in the 5th position. He thought he should have got some help. He didn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, Marshall Harris would have won that contest, but nonetheless, Jake Morrell is still doing an incredible job, a half-second lead in front of Brian Smith with that fresh air. And man, I tell you what, Blake, there's definitely a development going on here that I'm noticing. If a caution were to come out right now, Jacob Malone would start right behind Brian Smith.
Oh,
Wouldn't
boy.
that be interesting? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye there for sure. But, I mean, Jacob Malone, he is making enemies here tonight. And I'm not sure he's really done anything wrong. But Brian Smith unhappy with him. And we just heard Nathan Finnegan also being unhappy with him. So not a lot of friends left for Malone up top.
I tell you what, I now see the 4, the 54, and the 6 all working together, single file here, and they're actually catching these two race leaders, Jake Burrell and Brian Smith, these three are doing a really good job now, working together, single file.
Well, we'll see how long this lasts. If I'm Jacob Malone, you know, I'm kind of just gonna backstab these guys. We know they don't like them anyways. I'd be like, hey guys, let's work together. And the second I could, Daryl, I'm shooting to the inside. I'm taking over third. I'll do him dirty, Daryl. Malone gets into the wall. He's still good though. 36 laps left to go this time around. Look out, and Brian Patty's gonna lose it down low. Oh no.
The yellow flag.
Oh, and the 88 is junk, of course.
Oh,
poor guy. Oh, man. Ryan Patty loses it off the corner, Daryl. Let's see this. There it is.
ooh. He does hit the Ryan Patty.
What is
definitely,
Camber doing?
Yeah, Ryan Patty hit the commitment cone to pit road, so he has a black flag. I'm sure that'll probably be clear.
Let's take the real quick, Daryl. Look, poor Justin Bissonette. This guy cannot catch a break here. I'm trying to. There we go. Let's take a look here. So we're going to hop on board with Justin Bissonette. My timing and scoring is not working great. All right, so here it is. All right, so take a look. We're on board with Bissonette in 6th. You see Ryan Patty lose it off the corner right there. Bissonette, he just holds his line. I mean, there's really not much more he could have done. Tries to go low, tries to go high. There's a car there. And then Camber gets dumped by Casper the Ghost, I think.
Justin Bissonette, I feel like, has been involved in every single wreck this race. Man.
Well.
And this is a great segue to what I was actually just about ready to say, Blake. I have talked to my team owner, Brantley Roden from Harpoon Design, and I am officially changing my number for next season of the HMS TV Cup Series to the 88 machine.
Oh. It's just a bad luck number, folks. But, hey, we got a caution out here, Dara. There's only about 34 laps left or so. You may see these guys head down pit road to top off. But we're going to jump and take just a short break. But don't you run off anywhere because we're just going to be gone for a minute or two. The good news is you're not going to miss any action. We're going HMS TV side by side as our cars head down pit road. We'll be right back. We are are back here in Indianapolis. Looks like most our drivers went down pit road, but I believe the top 7 all stayed out. So 10 laps extra fuel from 8th on back here, Daryl.
Yep, absolutely. And Jake Royal has chosen the top side for this restart. Brian Smith is going to restart on the inside with his best friend this race, Jacob Malone, starting right behind him.
This is going to be interesting here, Daryl. It's going to be Malone out of Land O'Lakes, Florida, starting second row inside. Let's see if he gives his buddy Brian Smith a good push there into turn number 1, or if he doesn't. We're going to find out.
Absolutely going to find out, but this restart is definitely important. You never know when the last restart of the race is going to be. This could be it.
You never know, Daryl. We may stay clean and green the rest of the way. We may get 3 more cautions. Nobody knows. But nonetheless, we're racked up, ready to roll. It's going to be Roel on the outside. Brian Smith on the inside. Roel will be the control car, so he's going to set the pace with the advantage into the restart zone coming up. This sold-out crowd hasn't gone anywhere, Daryl. The concession stands are a ghost town because nobody wants to leave their seats here tonight with the Icon Cup Series.
Yeah, I will be going to the concession stands if there is another caution because of how empty they are, and they have some really good deals right now.
Yeah, the owners of the track are not very happy, Daryl. They haven't sold any concessions all night because the racing's just been too good.
Yeah.
But hey, we're racked up here. Daryl, pace truck is headed in again. Roel on the outside, Smith on the inside. Who gets the better push there from row number 2? We're going to find out as the pace truck is in. Field is set. On your feet, off your seats, into the restart zone. Green flag into the air.
Brian Smith, it looks like, is going to have just enough draft to be able to clear Travis Gilbert. He does. Jacob Malone is now going to try to get around that 3 machine and get himself clear. He does not want to be stuck side by side. He is going to be stuck side by side. He's going to move him up the track. Ooh.
Here comes Chris Mackey now. You see him in the 9th position. Daryl, involved in an incident earlier, fell all the way to the rear. Well, now the Ackworth, Georgia native into the top 10, and he's topped off on fuel, I believe. No, he's not. He last pit on lap 52. So we'll keep an eye on Mackey still.
Oh, he almost junked him. Man, he almost took him out twice. Jacob Malone is what looks like trying to wreck that 3 machine. Blake.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, whoa.
They're going to wreck, Daryl. The 3's going to, oh my God, the 3 is going to stuff him into the wall. They're going to wreck each other here, Daryl. Here it comes.
They absolutely are. Yeah, the 3 is not happy, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do about it now because he's going to hit the wall and basically go to the back here.
Well, I mean, I get why he wasn't happy, but the way he ran him down into the inside wall like that, Daryl, I mean, that should have caused a wreck. Thankfully, it didn't, but the 3's going to drop to the back. He's got some hurt feelings. Brantley Gilbert's brother, probably going to finish in the back now.
3 wide we're looking at with Travis Gilbert, Jacob Smith, and Patrick Colby. Oh, man, Gilbert's tires are just red hot right now. He is just going all the way to the back, Blake. Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, keep an eye on him here, but nonetheless, you see Kyle Gilbert in that 227 machine trying to work up there as the 3's going to go all the way down the bottom here. I think he is dropping to the back now, Daryl.
He is absolutely dropping to the back and very slow indeed going there. But yeah, he's way back in 19th now. Just so unfortunate for him.
Well, I say Jacob Malone kind of dodged a bullet there. I think the 3 car was definitely trying to wreck him, and thankfully he didn't for Jacob Malone. But, Daryl, this was what happens when you're kind of making enemies out there all race maybe.
Well, Jacob Malone did get into him twice. I mean, that one, I will say, I understand why the 3 car was not happy with him. If I was this 3 car, I'm not going to lie, probably would have done the same thing. I don't like being bullied out on the track. I don't care who it is. So the 3-car definitely tried to retaliate a little bit, basically make himself known that he wasn't going to put up with it, but at what expense? It ended up costing him pretty much everything.
I think that's, I mean, obviously, I definitely agree with everything you said. Malone kind of started that, and the bad news is, Daryl, sometimes reacting on the track isn't your best response, because now, you know, the 3 could have just lost the spot, Daryl. He'd be sitting in 4th. Well, now we see him all the way back in 17th.
Yeah, hindsight's definitely 2020. The 3 machine definitely wishes he could have that back and do something different. But again, in the moment, he's getting bullied out there by the 54, and he just wasn't going to deal with it. So he died on that hill for sure. But man, I tell you what, Jacob Malone is really tracking down these leaders, Blake. Look at him go. He is almost there. And we know the history, just this race, of him and Brian Smith. If he gets up to him, I'm going to be really interested to see what happens.
I think part of it here, Daryl, I think Smith's a little bit faster than Roel. He's got fresher tires and whatnot than Roel does. So I think he's a little quicker, but we know it's tough to pass those lead cars here in the clean air. But Jake Roel, he's doing a great job holding on out front, but still 28 left to go. Everybody should still have to pit, but Roel, last pit on lap 52, along with everybody else up front.
Yeah, Jake Roel. Well, Jake Roel, I believe he did get gas only, though, or maybe 2 tires that stop. So, yes, you're right about that. And Brian Smith's going to have to be careful, because if he does go to make a pass on Jake Roel, I mean, Jacob Malone is going to capitalize. I guarantee Jacob Malone will not work with that 78 machine.
Well, here's some pit stop numbers here, Daryl. So 17 laps ago, Roel, Smith, Malone, and Christenberry all pit. Ignore the 2 tires thing. I don't think that's been updated since the change that made the stops quicker. But Roel, again, definitely took fuel only, and I believe everybody else took either 2 or 4, like you said, Daryl.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, Jacob Malone is just really trying to track down these leaders. This is going to be very, very interesting. If Jacob Malone catches up to Brian Smith and they have a little tangle like they did earlier, you can expect one of them is going to wreck. Or
going to be interesting, I should say. Sure. Yeah, but again, it's Roel, Smith, Malone, your top 3. Jake Christenberry, we haven't talked too much about here in that number 33 machine. Looking good in the 4th spot, though. Let's see if Christenberry can wheel that thing into the podium here. And I believe he's one of our Connor Gerard Paint Scheme of the Night finalists, Daryl. Is that right? But we drop back here to Robert Blauen. He is the lone Canadian in the field in the 19th position. You know, Daryl, every league we have, there's always one Canadian and never any more. And looks like Robert Blauen is the one Canadian out here tonight. And new race later, Daryl, we got a battle for the lead. Brian Smith makes the pass on Roel.
Yep, absolutely. And Jacob Malone is going to try to capitalize here.
Take a look here, see if Malone finishes the pass. And if he does, we'll rewind it and take a look at that quick pass here. Looks like Malone has him. So he's going to clear him. That's going to move Roel back to... Oh, there we go. There's the clear. Now, Daryl, let's look at the pass for the race lead. Here it is. We're still clean and green, but there it is. Just made quick work of him. Daryl gets a run here off the corner. And there you go. Just got around him quick.
Now, we're looking at 24 laps to go when the leaders cross the start-finish line. I only have 2 questions for these drivers. 1, when do you pit? If you're Brian Smith, you do not want Jacob Malone to undercut you on pit road. If that happens, especially if they get tires, Jacob Malone will take over the race lead, and it may not change. And that's the next question is, what do you do on pit road? We've seen Jake Roel be out for plenty of laps with tires only, and he's still sitting in P3. Do you take tires on this last stop? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, Daryl, I mean, I'm thinking about this. I believe these guys all have one more set of tires. Hang on, let me look. No, they all have 5 sets of tires, and nobody's used even 4, I don't think. So, I mean, you have sets to burn, Daryl, so that's really not even a consideration. It just comes down to, is it worth it? And I think if you're Jacob Malone, I think that's the play here, because, I mean, how else are you going to pass Brian Smith here? I don't think he's going to pass him on speed. So he either needs a quicker pit stop and getting fuel only, or he just gets the 4 tires and undercuts them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Do you try to have the fastest pit stop possible and just take gas only and get back out on the track? And, or do you undercut with tires? I mean, you got to bank that if you take tires, that the other driver's going to take tires as well. What if Malone takes tires and then Brian Smith pits a couple laps later and doesn't? You just never know. It's going to be interesting to see what these guys do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at lap times, Daryl, and looks like our leader's almost a second slower. Let's call it 9/10 of a second slower. So, I mean, you look at that gap right now, I mean, it's only a quarter of a second. So, if you're Jacob Malone, you short pit him 1 lap. I mean, you're going to take over the race lead, and I think you have to get tires with, 20 laps left to go. I mean, those extra, like, what's it take, an extra 4 or 5 seconds? I mean, that's only like 10 laps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think you do definitely take some kind of tires. Just, do you take 2? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I know these drivers, they've probably done enough practice and they know which way to go. So it's going to be interesting what Brian Smith wants to do. Does Brian Smith want to just kind of jump the gun and pit early, or does Malone? I think it's better to pit early, Daryl, because a lot of people, they're always scared to pit under green. And we got a big block thrown all the way down to the grass there. I believe that's Jacob Smith throwing a block there on Finnegan. But, Daryl, a lot of people, they're scared to death to pit under green. They think, oh, it's bad if I pit under green, we get a yellow. Well, here at Indy, you're not going to go a lap down if you're up front. So you're better off pitting under green, because then if you stay on yellow, you get those spots.
P3. Oh, here comes Jacob Malone. He heard that P3 and P4 were both going to pit. So Jacob Malone is going to follow suit, and he's also going to pit and give up that P2 position. Now, here's the big question. What does Jacob Malone do for his pit stop?
First things first, I think Brian Smith has to pit this next time around, but I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's take a look, though, at Jacob Malone as he's going down this long pit road. Seems like it's going to take him all day, but we're going to keep an eye on him here, Daryl. Is it going to be 4 tires or fuel only? He comes to a stop, right side goes up. Let's see what the left side does.
I like the call. Sir. I like the call for the 4 tires. Absolutely. In case there's a late caution, he doesn't have to worry about tires. I like this call by Jacob Malone. And here he is. He is out of his pit box.
Smith not pitting, Daryl. He's staying out. That's interesting. We'll see how this works out. That means Brian Smith is going to lose the race lead by the time he pits, because I'm telling you, the tire fall off looking at about a second.
Yeah, it's not even like Jacob Malone is a lap down. I mean, this place is so big. We're looking at it live right here. So here's Jacob Malone out of the pits. Ryan Patty, Jake Royal, Jake Christenberry. Brian Smith is just now coming out of 2. So Jacob Malone's on the lead lap.
Take a look here, Daryl. So there's the car number. So here's Jacob Malone coming out of turn number 4. And then we have Brian Smith. We're going to jump up to him. He is going into turn 3. So he's about 3/4 of a lap ahead. And again, he's still got a pit. 20 left to go. At this point, Daryl, if Smith doesn't pit here, I think he's thinking of just running this thing out and doing a splash and go. Okay, he's going down pit road. So I think he's getting 4 tires now, Daryl.
Yeah, but I still think that Jacob Malone pit early enough to where he is going to
100%.
leapfrog him. Let's see here.
No, all he needed was 1 lap. Yeah, just in 1 lap he took over that lead, because, again, the race lead was only about 0.2 of a second. But let's look at pit stop times, and we got a black flag for Nathan Finnegan. Oh, no. Finnegan either leaving pit road, getting the black, or entering. Probably leaving pit road. But so looking at lap times, though, Daryl, or pit time, sorry, Malone had a 10.8 second pit stop. Let's see what Brian Smith does.
Yep, Brian Smith, the right side is up. Here comes the left side. So, yes, he is taking
did the left side go?
4 tires. Let's look.
I don't think it did, Daryl.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
2 tires only.
I'm not sure about that call. I mean, I don't know. The one thing's one though, Daryl. It might loosen the car, but it only saved him a second on pit road.
Here they come. Jacob Malone is going to pass him right now at the exact moment that Brian Smith merges onto the backstretch. Jacob Malone passes Brian Smith.
And again, Brian Smith has 2 tires as opposed to 4. I don't know about the 2-tire call, Daryl, but I've seen some weird things in fixed setups. Sometimes if the car's tight, getting 2 tires can be better than 4. We saw that in the HMS TV Cup Series. So we'll see how this plays out. But Jacob Malone, I mean, we know all you got to do is defend here, and I like his chances.
It definitely does help the car rotate sometimes when you take 2 tires. I tell you what, Brian Smith is not going to be no slouch here. It's going to be very, very hard for him to get up there and pass him, but if anybody can do it, it's your pick to win, Brian Smith.
I don't know, Bill. If I had to set betting odds, I mean, Jacob Malone's the favorite in my opinion. He's got the track position. He's got the fresher, well, not fresher tires. He's got more tires, I guess you'd call them. But we'll see how it plays out, though. 17 laps left to go. Jacob Smith still your race leader. Again, though, he's going to have to pit. And remember, Daryl, our top 7, they all pit on lap 62, so they had 10 more laps of fuel to play with. So I'm thinking the strategy here, if you're one of these leaders, you're going to stay out here till the end and just gas and go.
Yeah, I think someone will definitely try it. The question is it too late, though? Because Jacob Malone has 4 fresh tires, and his lap times are really solid right now. He's running 52.7.
Bentley Glazer down pit road here, so he's going to pit from about the 5th position. And again, Jacob Smith still out front. You got Lockett 2nd, Brzezowski 3rd, and then Cody Eldred and Brock Hersey round out your top 5. Those are the last drivers that still need to pit. Daryl, I'm looking at lap times here, and I don't know, Malone's a little bit faster than Smith, and I'm just not sure Smith can get it done with the 2 tires, but still a ways to go, though. 16 laps remain.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at seeing Bentley Glazer going down pit road, my pick to win, just hasn't really been able to recover since early on in the race. Unfortunate, but he's still a fan favorite to me. Like, that's all that matters.
Well, Cody Eldred down pit road here. That is the number 1 in the power rankings. Cody Eldred, he's going to pit from the top 5, so he's going to lose a lot of spots here, but a solid run tonight here for Cody. But Jacob Smith still staying out there, is your race leader with just 15 to go. See Zach Lockett right here. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Brantley Gilbert's brother Travis with a black flag. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, he had a good strategy call. Daryl was up front, and I don't know, however you want to call those events unfolding, it just didn't work out for him. But Zach Lockett sitting in 2nd, still has to pit. He's got his teammate Nathan Brzezowski right there behind him. Now, Daryl, I'm looking at these lap times. I mean, they're staying the same between Malone and Smith, which is eventually, this is going to be the battle for the win between these two. And it just seems like they're matching each other. They're both falling off a little bit, but they're always within, I don't know, like 5/100ths of a second of each other.
Sorry, I was having an issue there. Yeah, it's definitely close, but every 1/10 of a second matters for sure as we get this late into the race. As the leader just took 14 to go, as the laps are ticking down.
Still staying out there, that's Jacob Smith with, you got Lockett 2nd, Brzezowski 3rd. Jumping back here, Daryl, we got Malone and Smith duking it out. We're going to check out the lap difference here once they cross this start-finish line, but right now these two are separated by 3/4 of a second. We'll see if that changes at all this lap. I think he's pulling away, though, Daryl.
He is pulling away just a little bit, and I have an HMS TV Plus update.
Let's go.
We have the Pakistan beating West Indies in cricket.
Oh, no. Man.
I also have another major update. The one thing that could ruin Jacob Malone's race, look the lap car that's in front of him.
88.
It's that 88 machine. Yeah.
Well, the good news is he's not made an enemy of the 88 here tonight. So he just has to watch, though. If he laps the 3 machine, though, Daryl, then we need to start paying attention. But he's out.
Yeah,
the 3's out. That's Gilbert in the 3 car. But, again, we're still clean and green. Zach Lockett down pit road, one of our leaders. So he heads down. I think that's a telltale sign, Daryl, that Jacob Smith probably going to have to pit here in the next lap or 2. Going to be interested in how this plays out. Appreciate everybody tuning in here. 12 laps left to go here with Jacob Smith and Nate Berzowski, your top 2. They're both going to have to pit. The real battle for the win, it's going to be right here between our 3rd place car, Jacob Malone, with Brian Smith trying to track him down, getting around some lap cars. Jacob Smith down pit road. Go ahead, Daryl.
Nope, that's all I was going to say is Jacob Smith is down pit road. I was going to say the same thing you were. Jacob Malone coming across the line will be passing Jacob Smith, and then there's only Nathan Berzowski. And there is a different race control tonight, so Nathan does not have to worry about being DQ'd.
That is good because yesterday he did get DQ'd, but Daryl, looks like Brian Smith still right at about 3/4 of a second difference here between him and his buddy Jacob Malone. But for now, Nathan Berzowski still out front here. Let's hop on board. Gets a little loose on the corner. Down pit road he goes. He's going to hand the lead on over here officially to Jacob Malone this lap around.
Yep, absolutely. Nathan Berzowski down pit road. And I tell you what, when Jacob Malone hits the yard of bricks, he is going to have 10 laps to go. And wow, the sun just came out for a second, Blake, on this racetrack. Holy cow. I about got blinded.
Yeah, well, at the line here as Jacob Malone goes into the race lead. He's out front by 0.8 of a second. He's got 4 tires when Brian Smith took 2. But the difference, Daryl, the move of the race was doing the short pit. Brian Smith pit 2 laps after Jacob Malone, and that might have cost him the race. Now, Daryl, I think 2 tires could have worked. It's just all about, going in early. If Brian Smith, if he would have hit the same lap as Jacob Malone and had 2 tires, kept the lead, I think it would have worked just fine.
Well, remember, Brian Smith was ahead of Jacob Malone. I mean, there was no way that he could have hit the same lap as him or known. But Brian Smith definitely could have just went ahead and pit whenever the pit window was open. For sure, he could have done that. But no, Jacob Malone definitely made the right call there. And with the back and forth that these two had earlier this race, Jacob Malone is definitely going to win this battle, it looks like, if he can hang on here.
Yeah, the good news for him, there's really no lap cars he's going to have to worry about here for a while as we jump on the HMS TV nose cam. I'm not seeing any lap traffic in front of him, so just clear track, and he has about a second advantage on Brian Smith with 2 fresher tires than Smith does.
The first lap car is actually in turn 1 right now, and Jacob Malone had just came out of 3. We're going into 4 now, so yeah, he does not have to worry about any lap traffic. It is all clean air from here.
There they go, crossing the yard of bricks. Daryl's going to be 8 laps left to go here with the Icon Cup Series. Jacob Malone hit the strategy right on the head. Just needs to finish the job now. One thing, though, that could change everything, Daryl, if we get a random caution or something, that would be brutal for Jacob Malone, because if this thing stays green, it's over. But definitely a possibility we see a caution. We got a few cars pretty close. Nathan Brzezowski duking it out right now with the 32 machine of Bentley Glazer for 9th.
Oh, man. Jacob Malone and Brian Smith exchanging words on the radio. Wow.
Well, the smack talking's already started here. Trying to see where we should start this exchange, Daryl. Well, here we go. So we'll just start it right here. This happened recently, so we'll start it with Jacob Malone. Listen in.
Who knows? Maybe I just push you too much and not be able to make it. Oh, bro, can you not? I thought this was your race, though. Did I say that? I mean, we both agree that we're racing our race, so.
Well, there you go. Just a little minor exchange, nothing bad. But hey, it's 9/10 of a second, Daryl. 7 laps remain. Jacob Malone looking like he's going to bring it home.
Man, I tell you what, if there's a late caution right now, I mean, Brian Smith does not come across as the type of guy who would just wreck somebody on purpose, but starting next to Jacob Malone, he would probably try to do everything in his power to door bang him at the beginning of the restart to make sure that he doesn't go anywhere or something. Man.
Yeah. Part of me wouldn't mind seeing it, but I don't know. I mean, Malone, he's done a great job, and I'd say at this point he deserves this win just on this last strategy alone. But again, still 6 to go. Let's see if anything crazy happens. We got 3 or 4 cars bunched up right here for about 5th on back.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though the race up in the front may be over, there's still tons of battles all over the track. And Kevin Banker actually is in locked up P14 right now.
Oh, let's go. Kevin Banker in P14. Guys, has some space here. I'm sure Cinch McCoy's pumped up. We know Cinch said he was hopping into a fixed iRacing event. So Cinch is probably pacing around right now or going single file in an iRacing race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, no, he probably wrecked out, honestly, Daryl.
Man, I really thought we were going to have a caution. Brock Kersey in that 24 machine almost spun it on the apron, came back up on the track. Luckily, he got it going. Man, that was almost a caution right there.
If we get a caution, Daryl, it's definitely coming from this pack of cars, whether they get into a lap car or something. You see 4 cars battling for position right here. This is really the only hope that Brian Smith has for a caution.
True.
Clean and green, 4 to go, Daryl.
Not according to Jacob Smith. He's reporting that there's smoke everywhere and begging race control for a caution. Now he sees debris. Now he sees aliens. Jacob Smith sees everything right now. What's a caution?
Hey, race control, there's a lot of smoke out here. I think we need a yellow.
I think he was kidding, Daryl, hopefully. 'Cause I didn't see anything.
It's just a barbecue from the infield. That's all.
But here we go, Daryl. It's going to be 3 laps left to go this time around. Jacob Malone race lead down a little bit, about 3/4 of a second, but still should have plenty of space here to hold off Brian Smith unless he makes a mistake.
Absolutely. I'm now being told that there is a family of ducks crossing the track, and they might have to have a caution come out.
Oh, no, Daryl. That's actually just the cars following the leader, not the ducks.
Oh, okay.
But we're running out of time here for Brian Smith. Less than 3 laps left, so that means we've got about 6 miles or so left here, Daryl.
That is true, and I apologize on Blake's behalf and myself for not counting or calling out lap 6, 7.
Oh, man.
I mean, we're just disappointing chat like crazy. But hey, folks, we're getting close to the end of this thing. Again, don't forget to hit the like button, the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free.
Absolutely. Helps us out, folks. We appreciate all our fans watching here. It's going to be 2 laps left to go. We got Connor Gerard, Cinch McCoy. Cinch McCoy, Daryl says he's still alive. Lap 26 on the 5th caution. That's terrible.
Oh, he's doing NIS, I believe, at Indianapolis. Absolutely.
Yep. 5 cautions and 26 laps. That is not good racing, Daryl. But I'll tell you what is good racing, watching Jacob Malone have a second lead on Brian Smith, still clean and green. Let's drop back to our pack of cars. They're a little bit spaced out. I think Jacob Malone just about has this one in the bag, Daryl.
Tend to agree with you as we are coming close to an end here. Jacob Malone coming out of 3 in the short chute, going into 4. And he is going to head to the front stretch, cost the yard of bricks. And Barney is actually not on TikTok. He's waving the white flag, Blake.
White flag in the air. Last lap around. There you have it. Presented by TZO Designs. Last lap around the Brickyard, Daryl. We hop on board here with your race leader, Jacob Malone, down the backstretch for the final time, over a second lead. Just needs to get through a couple more corners to claim the Brickyard Trophy.
I picked a win, just stellar at the end of this race. Jacob Malone and the Interstate Batteries machine. Blake, he's coming out 4, and you're going to take it the rest of the way.
Out of turn 4, clean track ahead of them. Checkered flag gonna be waving in front of a sold out crowd. Your winner's gonna be Jacob Malone. Third place way back here, Daryl. That's going to be Jacob Smith putting it home 3rd. And then Jake Rowell. Good run for Rowell. Brings it home 4th. Zach Lockett takes home 5th. And you have Ball, Kristen Berry, Colby Glazer, and Chris Mackey rounds out your top 10. But Connor Gerard's going to decide who the paint scheme of the night winner is here. And we're going to take a short break, gather some of these racers. We got interviews coming up next. Don't you go anywhere, folks. You're going to want to hear what these guys have to say. We'll be right back in just one moment. We are back here at the Brickyard, and your race winner ran out of fuel right after he crossed the start-finish line, getting a little bit of a shove there so he can get that car into victory lane. But Jacob Malone gets the job done here tonight. But, Daryl, let's pull in our podium finishers here, the Hustle Fuel victory lane, and looks like our overlay is messed up. So we'll just pull up the tower, let you look at the results there. Let's pull in Jacob Smith.
Let's do it.
All right, Daryl, if you want to get him in here, he should be in the waiting room.
I got him. Jacob, Blake, and Daryl in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got a copy.
Well, Jacob, congratulations on finishing P3 here at Indianapolis at the Brickyard. It's got to feel good finishing in a podium position. Just tell us about your race and just tell us about your pit strategy near the end of that run.
At some point, I think I just realized I couldn't undercut either Brian or Malone. So I think I just had to run it down and hope that there was a late race yellow, because there was no point there. There was no way I was going to jump him at the end. So I just decided to put 4 on it in case there was a late race yellow too. And unfortunately, they were so far out in the lead, there was nothing I could do. So definitely a mistake on my part, just waiting too long. If not, I would have been on the I was on the same pit strategy as Finnegan, and I know he came out just in front of Malone. So if I had gone with him, then, I think I could be talking to you guys in a different finishing position here. But overall, good night. I think it was just a horrible track as far as being able to pass goes. So it's fun on the restarts, but then after that, it gets spread out and you get bubbled. There's nothing you can really do as far as on-track passes.
Yeah, I mean, Jacob, it was a good run for you. I mean, you led some laps there, and just like you said, the pit strategy, you kind of just had to try something a little different. Didn't work out perfectly for you, but nonetheless, you put it on the podium here in that Midwest Euro Parts number 4 machine. But that's about really all I got. But Jacob, you got any shout-outs for our viewers listening at home before you head out?
Yeah, like always, Midwest Euro Parts, they've been with us for a couple of years. I think that's 2 weeks around on the podium. So if you guys are looking for, to either buy or sell your German wheels, you go to MidwestEuroParts.com. Other than that, Matt, I know he had kind of a rough night, got involved in an incident. Brian and Jake, they were super fast all night. So just kind of a shame it came down to a pit strategy game, and there was no real chance at on-track passing. But still a fun track to drive. And shout out to you guys for the broadcast every week.
Well, we appreciate that. Congratulations, tonight's third place finisher here at the Brickyard, Jacob Smith.
Thanks, guys.
All right, well, Daryl, I think it's time we bring in our second place finisher. Led a lot of laps. Brian Smith comes up 1 spot short, but a great run.
Excuse me, Brian, Daryl, and Blake in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Daryl.
Well, Brian, congratulations on finishing P2. I know you wanted to win this race. It just seemed like at the end there, it just came down to pit strategy. Just kind of tell us what went on in your mind there.
Yeah, it was such a tough call. I don't know. It all started with that yellow with like 30 to go or 32 or whatever it was to go, and it was just going to be a flip of the coin as to what you should do, and I think I made the right call. It sounds like Malone put 4 tires on it, so I think the race-winning move was just be the first guy to pit and throw 4 tires on as soon as that pit window opened, because we were going to sit there. I'd put 2 tires on, and I sat there and waited on fuel, and I thought that, maybe that'd be the difference, but iRacing has the new quicker pit stops going, so that obviously was the wrong call. So, yeah, it sucks to lose to him, especially the way he was racing tonight, but, man, I hate this track. It is just everything that is wrong with motorsports right now. It's just aero sensitivity and inability to do anything. But I mean, everyone did a good job out there, for the most part, racing tonight. Kept it green. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Brian, I think you hit it right on the head there. Really, the strategy difference, I think it just came down to who pit first there. And unfortunately, you were 2 laps late there and come up 1 spot short. But, hey, nonetheless, you got a huge points lead. I mean, you basically wrapped up the regular season championship, I'd assume. But, hey, are you looking forward to our next track going to be in a couple weeks? I think we're going, is it Iowa or I don't even know.
I think it's Iowa.
It is Iowa.
Right.
I'm looking forward to Iowa. I love Iowa. It at least gives you options, something that we did not have here tonight. Just multi-groove track, 3/4 mile, I think, 3/4 7/8. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a fun track. That is a night race, I think, too. So yeah, that'll be cool. I definitely love Iowa, and should be a lot more fun than tonight.
And real quick, do you like corn?
I like corn, but not from Indiana. How about that? I'll take some Iowa corn. Just nothing from Indiana.
All right.
And I actually have one quick question. Earlier in the race, Brian, you were just locked in cruise control, leading the race, and Cinch McCoy in the chat said that it was just so automatic, and you had such a huge lead that your dog basically took over the wheel for a little bit while you took a break. And he wants to know, what's your dog's name?
I've got 2 dogs. One's named Kona. She's an Australian cattle dog. And then another dog named George, who is a Bernedoodle. So I love my dogs. But, yeah, it was fun to get out front and put it on pole. And I think that I was able to show that I was the fastest car tonight in that first stage. I think I opened it up to an over 2-second lead. So at least I was able to do that. But the fastest car doesn't always win at this track. So, but yeah, it was fun to stretch the legs out. I probably could have put the dog in the driver's seat for a little while.
Yeah, well, Brian, last night in the HMS TV Cup Series, it was definitely an Atlanta race. It didn't work out for you. This one worked out a bit better, though, at least.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun too. I had a lot of fun racing at Atlanta. That was a good time. Almost won the stage.
Yeah. Well, hey, great run out there tonight, Brian. But before you head out, got any shout-outs here tonight?
Yeah, Jason Metalworks and you guys for doing the broadcast. Hope everyone watching had a good time. And yep, we'll see you in a couple weeks at Iowa.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. Congratulations tonight. Second place finisher here at Indianapolis, Brian Smith.
Thanks, guys.
The 88 machine has won Paint Scheme of the Night.
Oh,
Blake.
my gosh.
Yeah. Chris Camburn in that Connor Zilich numbered car is Paint Scheme of the Night. But let's not keep our race winner waiting any longer. Let's bring in our winner, Jacob Malone. Jacob, Daryl, and Blake in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Jacob, congratulations on winning this race. To us, it just seemed like it came down to who had the best pit strategy at the end of the race, and you basically leapfrogged Brian by pitting, looks like 2 laps earlier than he did. That did the trick. Tell us about it.
Well, it was kind of a mess at the beginning of the race. I got major damage on the front end. Not major. It's just when you get a little indent there at Indy, it just makes you drown and die in speed. So stage 2, I had to climb my way from 22nd. Did that pretty well. Got to the second, I think. Yeah, it was very racy going through the field like that. It felt good. I had an enjoyable time during that. But once I was up front, you kind of get stuck in the 3-way car battle for the lead. You don't really pass anyone unless someone makes a mistake. And so you kind of get stuck. Came down to just, I kind of saved a little bit behind Jacob so I could, not Jacob, behind Brian so I could take less fuel because of the new update where it actually has real life tire and fuel stops. And I took 4 and just enough fuel. So I ran out right before the line, actually. I kind of went a bit too hard there at the end and killed it.
Yeah, now, Jacob, was the plan all along to try to leapfrog Brian Smith there at the end, or did maybe whenever 3rd and 4th announced they were pitting, did that kind of help you jump the gun and elect to pit when you did, or what?
No, so what I wanted to do was actually jump Jacob Smith and Nathan Finnegan because they didn't have to take as much fuel, so I knew they were going to either take 2 less fuel so they could really beat us overall, like on pit road. So I wanted to get that jump on them when I pit early. I expected Brian to do the same, but he didn't, and that's also why I was saving some fuel to lessen that fuel load, because if I had to take more, that's another few seconds that would have hurt me, and that was the main goal, was just to stay ahead of them prior to kind of the pit cycle. I wanted to get a big gap from them, and wasn't really able to with racing Brian and Jake there. So that was the goal.
Well, I mean, it definitely worked out for you, Jacob. You park it in victory lane. You drove through the field a time or two, and you end up the winner here at Indianapolis. But the floor is yours. You got any shout-outs for our viewers listening at home?
Shout out my team, of course, and my teammate, Jake Christenberry for Prestige Motorsports. He's amazing to work with. He gives me room, and he just races me so much better, and we get good conversations in. I want to shout out my parents. I love them a lot. They always support me, and I think that's pretty much it. Well, yeah, I've got to shout out you guys, too, for putting up with our crap on the broadcast.
Oh, it's all good. We definitely appreciate you coming out here tonight, putting on a show for us. You gave Brian a battle, and you end up taking home the win. Good to talk to you here in Victory Lane in Indianapolis.
Thank you.
Also, shout out to Jake Worrell for pushing him around the track into victory lane.
Absolutely. That was a big W there for the 39. But, Daryl, do we have the 88 available?
Oh, Chris Camburn? No, I don't think so.
Well, we're going to show him off here at least, Daryl. Here's the paint scheme of the night winner here. Connor Gerard gives him the paint of the night. There it is, Daryl. What do you think of this one? Looked like hell at the end.
I mean, it does look like hell. You're right. And I must say, Blake, while we're looking at this beautiful, like hell 88 machine paint scheme of the night, I am still so disappointed that another week has gone by and I haven't been able to talk to Nikki Glazer's husband. It's maybe next week.
Hopefully so, Daryl. But hey, that's going to wrap things up here. Appreciate everybody joining us. We had a good time. We hope you did as well. We are done at the Brickyard. Next week, we're off with the Icon Cup Series, just like the real-life NASCAR Cup Series. And then we're going to be back the following week to Iowa. So that's going to be interesting, but we're going to be back at it here Tuesday night with the Stars and Stripes series. We're off tomorrow. So folks, appreciate you joining us here in the booth with Daryl Young Jr. I'm Blake Hutchinson, and we will see you next time.